Hello and welcome to Dreamwalker Tarot. My name is Dawn, and this is the 2022 year ahead reading for Gemini's Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury. I am using Mercury and Venus as additional aspects to look at because this year is the tarot card for the year is the Lover's card, and that is representative of Gemini, which is your sign, but also Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and so that will definitely play a role in this year, and so we'll definitely be looking at those aspects throughout the year. So first things first, I'm looking at the Sacred Symbols Oracle deck by Marcella Kroll, and the two cards that came out for you for 2022's overall energy is the Gift and the Kirpan symbol, or the Gift and the Kirpan cards. So the gift card is really kind of like self-explanatory, right? It is really a symbol of a special present or a surprise that you'll be getting in 2022. The card description says that wonderful surprises and unexpected blessings come to you now. Open your arms wide to receive all that this gift has to offer you. Nothing is asked in return, just your enthusiasm upon returning. So in terms of like a physical gift, it doesn't necessarily have to be a physical gift, but you're going to look out for this gift to come to you during either Pisces season or Leo season, or it could come from a Pisces individual or a Leo person. So keep that in mind. So Pisces season is right around the corner. So if you get the gift, know that this is what we're talking about. But again, it could be Pisces season or it could be Leo season from a Pisces person or a Leo individual. The Kirpan is a religious symbol that belongs to the Sikh faith, right? And it's a religious symbol of spirituality, and also the constant struggle between good and morality over the forces of evil and injustice, both on an individual and on a social level. It isn't just looked at as just a knife, which is actually very offensive to them. It really is, like I said, it's a symbol, and it really talks about the having the tools to kind of obtain spiritual wisdom, to cut down duality and doubt, attachment, greed, and the ego, and really focus on serving your higher power and having that personal relationship with them by cutting away everything that is not, kind of following along that path. And so the Kirpan is really like a symbol to cut energetic cords to unhealthy or toxic people, places, energies, habits, and things. And it's a time to stand in your own truth without having to cut anyone else down to do so. Being a Sikh and carrying a kirpan means not just about being spiritually in tune, but it's also about being a soldier for what is right, for love, for honor, and for compassion. And this is a daily struggle. This is a daily fight. This is really talking about commitment to your faith, sacrifice, having to look at things from a dualistic perspective and really just looking at things for what they are. But it's also about devotion. It's about sacrifice. It's about discipline and living every day in that vein where you're focused on the highest version of yourself, of working towards the highest version of yourself. I mean, really, if you think about it, for you, Gemini, this card is really like something that speaks to your nature. The dual nature of a Gemini is being able to, you guys are the twins, the two individuals, being able to look at both sides of the coin, being able to look at both sides of your personality, both sides of yourself, and understanding that, there's good and bad in everyone, including ourselves. The issue is to not just write off the good and bad in everyone and allow people, circumstances, and situations that are negative to kind of prosper in your life, especially this year. As I said before, this year is the year of the lovers. The tarot card for this year is the lovers card, and that is your astrological card. I did do a video about that. I'm going to put the link in the bio, but this is really talking about kind of like focusing on, nurturing relationships, but also it's really talking about focusing and nurturing a relationship with yourself, understanding all parts of yourself and coming to a space of balance with the various aspects of your personality. In the Life Purpose Oracle deck, the card that came out for you guys this year is the Freedom card. This card says that you're free to do whatever you choose. This card is a gentle reminder that you are not a victim of outside circumstances and that you have choices in everything that you do. The angels are helping shift you away from complaining that you're a victim of others who control you. Instead, heaven is shining the light upon your wise decision to take responsibility for yourself, your life, and your happiness. As you accept the role you've played in creating your present circumstances, you feel a corresponding sense of relief and freedom. The insight of self-responsibility frightens some initially, as it seems to carry the weight of blame. The angels help you see that blame is a waste of time because it focuses upon past events. Instead, they empower you to envision a bright today and tomorrow for yourself and your loved ones. You have the right to change your life. You don't need to wait for anybody's permission to take charge of your own destiny. Trust your feelings to guide you toward activities and a career that are meaningful and fulfilling in every way. And of course, because this year is the year of the lovers, I pulled a card, shuffled the deck and pulled cards for out of the Romance Angels Oracle deck, and the 3 cards that came out for you is Reconciliation, You Deserve Love, Love Yourself First. So the first card, when we take a look at the Reconciliation card, is actually kind of interesting because we are in the midst of Mercury retrograde as I'm recording this video, and Mercury retrograde is going to finish out on the 3rd of February, and kind of the shadow period goes up to about February 23rd, 24th, and so this is the time when people who from your past will return to you, and so this Reconciliation card is saying that someone from your past is returning to your life, and that kind of makes sense for the time period that we're in. This card indicates that an ex-lover may be re-entering your life. The first person you think of is likely who it will be. The purpose of this reconciliation is to achieve healing and closure with respect to your past. You will understand more about yourself and see your relationship patterns more clearly. You'll also take responsibility for the role you've played in the relationship's drama, which will free you from the tyranny of unforgiveness. Reconciliations are ultimately about taking care of unfinished business. This card could also possibly mean making peace with a family member or a friend. Each relationship is a sacred learning experience, so be open to this reunion's lessons and blessings. Ultimately, all healings help your love life and every other part of your world. So again, in tune with what is going on with the Lover's card being the ruler of this year, and also, your sign ruler. This actually kind of feeds in perfectly to what's happening in this year energetically. You Deserve Love is a second card, and it says, you are lovable. The romance angels are cheering you on in your quest for great love by letting you know that you deserve it. As a child of God, you're naturally a lovable and loving person, as is everyone. You have the right to be treated with kindness and respect by everyone in your life. If you've had harsh life experiences, you may have blamed yourself and felt unworthy of receiving affection. This card is a reassurance that you do deserve it. You're a beautiful being of God's pure light and love, no matter what any person has said or done to you. And no matter what happened in the past, God's handiwork can never be undone. The more you affirm, I am lovable, I am loved, I am loving, the more this experience comes true for you. Affirmations help you believe spiritual truths at a deep unconscious level. This in turn allows you to attract loving people, relationships, and circumstances, and you definitely deserve that. On a side note, the indication in this card, I definitely see the Sagittarius with the symbology in this card. And so for some of you, you might be entertaining a relationship or with the Sagittarius, or having that person return back into your life. But first and foremost, you must love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. If you desire more romance, first look at yourself in a caring and non-critical way, of course. The more you love who you are, the greater your capacity to feel loved by others. This means trusting yourself to take good care of you, and it may entail becoming very assertive. Don't worry, you can still be very lovable while affirming your boundaries. Perhaps this means spending some time alone instead of in a relationship. During this period, you can delve into introspection to understand the patterns of your love life. Ultimately, you can take responsibility for attracting and agreeing to every relationship you've had. To heal your heart, find the blessing and lessons you've gained from each one. For instance, have you become stronger, more independent, or more patient as a result of your prior partnerships? If so, let everything else from the past go except for the lessons and the love. This card emphasizes the importance of loving yourself first, especially as you prepare for your next relationship or heal the one that you're in. As you gain self-respect, you'll begin attracting more loving people into your life. This will lead to healthy relationships, friendships, and romances based upon mutual respect. Okay, so based on the tarot, the overall energy for Geminis for 2022 is really you kind of focusing on your coins, right? You're in a space where it's not like you are not able to make money. You're most likely working, but it does kind of feel like you are kind of having to play like a balancing act with your money, because it might feel like you don't have enough. And so right now, you're really focused on, or if you haven't already started thinking about this, I feel like this is going to be something that you're going to be thinking about in 2022, is a way for you to make more money, to work hard, to work smarter and not harder, to really find a way to have like long-term income coming in, making more money on a long-term basis, but also having that be sustainable and not having it be like a thing where you get money here and there, and then you're like up one day and down the other. So you're looking for something a little bit more stable in terms of like your finances, and so that is really something that you're going to be thinking about, or have already started thinking about this year. Additionally, even though the seven of Pentacles is not showing up, the energy is present in this in these cards, right? We have the Nine of Pentacles and we have the Two of Pentacles, and so in between that is the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles is really talking about the commitment and focus that it takes to commit to our goals, the work that needs to be put into, to work on our passions, our life goals, our dreams, and really, kind of creating a path for that, and putting in the work that needs to get done in order to satisfy that. So it's really looking at the work that you have been doing and trying to kind of like forecast and plan what else needs to be done, what you need, how you're going to get what you need, and really just investing time and energy into making those things, manifest in real life. So really, you're really focusing on your ambitions and your goals for this year. So when we look at the overall year ahead spread, the first thing we notice is that the first card that came out for January is the Knight of Pentacles. And really that is like really focusing on like the mundane details, like making sure that things get done, maybe wrapping up things from last year, playing catch up at work, but really just kind of focusing on the work that needs to be done. Now, in the first 4 months of the year, we definitely see the dynamic is that you're focused on achieving a goal. January begins with the Knight of Pentacles, and then it ends in April with the Eight of Pentacles, right? So there is a progress happening here and a movement happening here, but what I noticed is that the Knight of Pentacles and the King of Wands is really talking about the desire and the passion to create and do the work to create something. They're both facing the world card in reverse, right? And so it really seems like at this point, in the first 4 months of the year, you're kind of looking at the fact that you want to do the work to accomplish a goal. The passion, the desire, the energy is there. But what is really missing is direction. With the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, it's really talking about kind of like wasted energy. So it's like you have the desire, maybe the plan is not 100% there, or maybe you're kind of like misdirecting your energy into and not focused on the thing specifically that you need to do. Your energy might be a little scattered and focused where you're paying attention or trying to do more than one thing, and so everything is kind of suffering as a result, or the thing that you are really trying to work on the most isn't getting the time and attention that it needs. To understand what that means, I pulled some clarifiers for the Eight of Pentacles, and that was the Three of Swords in reverse, the Three of Pentacles in reverse, the Nine of Cups in reverse, and also the Knight of Wands in reverse. And so this is really talking about, again, really just delays, frustration, undirected, misdirected energy. You could be really focused on a loss that you had in your life, some sort of heartbreak, could have been a death, could have been the loss of a job, could have been the ending of a relationship due to a partner kind of like stepping out and being unfaithful. I feel like that devastation has kind of left you feeling a little bit scattered and unfocused. And so as a result, even though you really do want to create this thing and end the cycle of not being able to complete a project or make an idea that you have successful, it's because there are a lot of things kind of playing out in the background that's kind of deterring you from being able to do that. And so what we're seeing is a series of delays with the World card in reverse shown. Also with Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles is really about producing, and she's kind of like not in her element. She's not really creating the things that she wants to create. And like, again, it's all due to this realization of things going awry in your life with the Tower in reverse, but really also like a personal, it's a period of kind of taking stock of where you are, kind of sitting with yourself internally and really looking at what's happening in your outside world and where you're at, and feeling a little bit disappointed about not being where you feel like you should be or you want to be. Because like I said, even though the will and the desire is there, the energy is just all misdirected and it's not focused, and it's causing a lot of delays in terms of production of what you want. Moving towards the middle part of the year, May, June, July, and August, you're really going to be taking a moment to kind of recalibrate, giving yourself the rest that you need to really focus. I feel like there might be a state of a little bit of a depression with the Sun in reverse, but that is kind of short-lived. And then, you're kind of going to be going through this phase where you have to realize that a lot of the restrictions that you feel are restrictions that you're kind of placing on yourself. You're really going to have to focus on working and developing your craft, giving this idea that you have, because this idea that you have is really a gift. It's a gift. It's a gift from spirit. And it's really about trying to understand how to take this gift that spirit has given you, this intangible idea that could potentially really change the landscape of your life, and turn that intangible thing into something tangible, right? And so that is going to be kind of like the mission and the work for you this year, is to really take that thing and make it physical and kind of tie it down to earth, so that it can benefit you in physical ways, in actual ways, in realized ways. And what the only way to do that really is to kind of get into a zone where you are committed, you are disciplined, and you are really out here just kind of like focused on getting the work done. But I think before you can do that, there has to be a period of rest, of recalibration, of really kind of getting your mind right, after, all like the delays and the turbulences and the things that have been kind of like distracting you, so that you can focus on it. As much as you can, try to avoid unnecessary disputes and arguments, kind of revolving around old things and old arguments that keep happening over and over and over again. Try to kind of get out of that, because that is like an energy, it's an energy drain. It's like it's unnecessary wasted energy when you could be focused and kind of like directing your energy into more beneficial things. You want to realize here, September, October, November, and December is really a time for you to focus on the things that you do have, as opposed to focusing on the things that you don't have. The Temperance card is really an idea that the Temperance card actually is kind of like angel energy. For when I see the Temperance card, it's like grandmother energy. It's like a maternal energy. It's the energy of someone that is a woman in your family who has passed on, who wants the best for you. When I see this energy, it reminds me of the idea of kind of testing something out and taking something that might be hot, passing it back and forth in between the two cups until it gets to be the perfect temperature. It's like the Goldilocks, I call it like a Goldilocks thing. It's too hot, it's too cold, and you kind of like play with it a little bit until it's just right. And that's what you're going to be doing with this idea, with this gift that you've been given, is you're going to really kind of play around with it and test it out until you get it to exactly where you want to get it to the right temperature. Because ultimately we know that you want security, but you also want happiness and contentment, a family structure, a solid situation. And so I feel like you do want to create that for yourself. But in order to do that, again, like it says, it's really about the work. It's really about the commitment. And it's really about kind of like taking the time to master your craft. So this year is going to be about self-mastery, being able to follow the path that is in front of you without allowing yourself to be distracted, or to kind of, like I said, sink your energy into unnecessary things. And of course, even though the Seven of Pentacles didn't show up in the original spread, it is absolutely here. And it's really about taking stock, right? It's really about kind of like paying attention to where you're at and where you want to go. The Devil in the Verse is really, again, it's talking about the habits that we use, our bad habits, and that, like sometimes people kind of like relegate bad habits to like drinking and smoking and, whatever. But it's also kind of refers back in this case to a lack of discipline. And in order to kind of establish a situation where you're having the financial outcomes that you want, and you're having the ability to make something and develop something that is sustainable and long lasting, and will create a foundation for you that is, goes beyond today and into the future. With a 10 of Pentacles here, you really have to kind of really take stock of the work that needs to be done, the work that has been done, and kind of figure out what works for you and what doesn't work for you, and to eliminate all distractions and really just focus on, what you have in front of you, the raw materials, and use those raw materials to build and to create what it is that you ultimately see for yourself. And I feel like that is basically the overall arching theme for you guys this year, is really to step into a state of self-mastery, and that you can do this. It's about using the kirpan that we saw in the beginning to constantly be, kind of eliminating the things in your life that don't serve your greatest good and don't help you to achieve the goals that you're trying to achieve. To eliminate distractions, to eliminate energy drains, and to really just kind of focus on the life that you're trying to create for yourself and for your family. And so that's what 2022 is going to be for you this year. And this is like a really exciting energy to be in. There's going to be a little bit of frustration about the delays, but once you put the work in, like I said, with the commitment and the focus, anything is possible, and it is definitely doable. And Spirit is on your side, here to help you to accomplish those goals. Okay, so we've come to the end of the reading. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you. Please go ahead and like the video. Again, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell for post notifications, and let me know in the comments how this video is kind of like playing out for you so far in your life, and if this is kind of where you're at this part, this point of the year. Thank you again, and I will see you soon.